Good morning, Nigerians, both at home and those in the diaspora. I make you welcome to Enterprise Friday, reaching you from Enterprise Television from our corporate headquarters in Lagos State, Nigeria. Interestingly, we would be kicking off today with our newspapers, and right after that will be our main conversation also for today. But please do well to be part of what we do have a say in what we say. You can find us, reach us, when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igwebike, and today I have with me live in the studios Emeka Madunagu, journalist, public affairs analyst, to see through everything we have from our newspapers and possibly crisscross to our conversation for today. Thank you so very much, Emeka, for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Beautiful. So let's kick start today with the first daily on our desk, and that is the Vanguard newspaper. We have the big story, which is our main conversation also for today. U.S. seizes a Nigerian-owned supertanker over alleged crude theft. On the top strip of the same newspaper, FCCPC seals IKEDC office over violation of customers' rights. That's a wonderful news, actually, because the discos and others subsidiaries to energy have made life unbearable for Nigerians. So if the FCCPC is sealing off the Ikeja distribution company, then it's a wonderful experience, and I hope they would learn from that equally. Sad one we have from Bayelsa State, where the deputy governor, we hear, slums, dies at age 60. We have ambassadorial appointment drama as Senate clears Fani Kayode, Reno Mokri, and others. Tinubu hails Hope Uzodinma of Imo State as a true progressive, dependable ally. That can be disputed by lots of people who might not agree with that, and rather would love to call it friends with benefit rather than allies here. We equally have other matters. Dangote unveils a 1 trillion scholarship scheme for 1.3 million students. It's often said charity begins at home. We would wish that Dangote would start this scholarship with his hometown and the village he comes from, where we have in the entirety of the northern part of Nigeria over 18 million out-of-school children. So it makes a perfect sense if he could start from his hometown, and possibly that would maybe scale down the issue of lack of education, especially for people without any of that. But let's get to the talking point for today. Emeka, let's take a look at ambassadorial appointment drama as Senate clears Fani Kayode and others. Aloy Ejimofo, the lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu, I would love to believe, said something. He posted it this morning that if the Southeast senators seated right there allow for Reno Mokri to become an ambassador, then he would personally ensure that Southeasterners do not return some of these senators, knowing what Reno Mokri had done, especially trying to debase and profile Southeasterners of Igbo inclination. What's your take on this?
Well, much as he has his right to say that, but I think that that is not the issue. Let's rebuild the region. You see, we are, I mean, us, for us as Igbos, for us as people from the Southeast, how much have we gone? How far have we gone? What have we done to build our homeland, to make us respectable? You see what, you know, I mean, people indulging. You had the Nnamdi Kanu saga, you had Simon Ekpa saga, you know. What do you expect outsiders to do? When you have people who just go out, kill people. Look at the other day at Nofia in Anambra State. Some so-called unknown government just invaded the market and killed people. Yeah. What do you call that? What do you call that? Let me tell you, you're expecting, I think, is it, that lawyer was expecting too much from those National Assembly members, because which motion have they moved for anything in the Southeast? For any project or any policy favoring the Southeast? Even including Abaribe, who has been the most vocal senator from the South. Which project? Because we have issues affecting the Southeast. We've been talking of getting a seaport in the southeast. We've not got to that point. We've been talking of dredging the River Niger so that on Onitsha River Port, at least goods can come from Warri Port, Cocoa Port, One and the rest of them. You know, goods can be transloaded into barges and moved to Onitsha River Port. Up till now, that has not been achieved. How about road projects in the southeast? How about the railway? Governors are talking of building a railway and all of that. Meanwhile, Enugu to Port Harcourt, at least that's a low-hanging fruit. Get that low-hanging fruit achieved by saying, okay, federal government, let this rail line start functioning very well. And then expand it. Let it no longer be a single track. Let it be a dual track. You say it's going to run from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. Good and fine. The one covering the southeast. From Port Harcourt to Aba. Then to Enugu. Then let it veer off down to Oka. There is enough space to cover all those places. Let it get to Oka. From Oka to Onitsha. With a spot to Owerri. You know. I mean, if you do that, look, who is Reno Omokri? You will know that this is a higher lane. I don't want to waste time, you know, valuable time, studio time on discussing Reno Omokri. He's a non-entity. As far as, you know, these are people who just, you know, you have such people hanging around different governments. They're everywhere. They're all over the country. They're all over the world. You know, people who are just out for, you know, out to look for opportunity, just to look for self-serving opportunities. They have nothing to offer. So what we're talking about, let us first of all
heal ourselves.
Yeah. Let us sort out our land. Let anybody say anything. Like our people have a proverb now. There is the sweetest mango tree. There is the mango tree that has the sweetest fruits, that gets the highest stones, the highest number of sticks. So if somebody like Reno Omokri has seen Igbos, you know, as a favorite subject to advance his, you know, his shameful career, let him continue. Let it continue. What has a beginning will have an end. Has it not come to an end now? He has been confirmed as ambassador. Who cares? After that, what next? The ambassadors appointed by Buhari, how many of them do you even remember now were ambassadors? Not talk of those appointed by Jonathan, by Obasanjo. How many of them do you remember? They all fade away. They've sent it now, they are sending him abroad. You know, maybe they've said, okay, your nuisance value, okay. Just go and stay in one outpost and where you'll be overwhelmed by the demands of the office. Because we no longer need you for the things we have been using you for. So don't bother. Has he not been insulting P2B? Did P2B answer him? He didn't answer him. Just, you know, ignore him. Let him keep talking. If that will put food on his table, let him continue.
All right, so let's move on to another growing matter. Of course, it still connects to the same thing, especially the Southeast. Tinubu hails the hope Uzodinma of Imo State as true, progressive, dependable ally. And I said, is this not friends with the benefit negotiation here, rather than an ally? Does a politician truly have an ally?
Look, Tinubu is a politician. Today we hail Umahi. Tomorrow we hail Hope Uzodinma. Next time we will hail another person. That is the nature of politics. Look, many of these people these things don't go deep down into their hearts. He's a dependable ally. How? What has the Southeast benefited from Hope Uzodinma being his dependable ally? What has the Southeast benefited? We have the Asanot Ohaji gas plant, the biggest in Nigeria. Yet we still have darkness in the Southeast. Yet we don't have the AKK, the Ajaokuta Kaduna Katsina gas pipeline running from Omoko in River State. Is not touching any part of the Southeast. Show me one Southeast power plant powered by gas, except for Alaoji that was revived by Aba Power. Geometric, yeah. But Naji, show me others. We have Oji River. I passed through Oji River some months ago. Abandoned town. But we have the Oji River coal plant there. Buhari capped Nigeria's coal production. He capped it. If not, if we were producing our coal in commercial quantity, Oji River town will not be abandoned the way it is. I passed through the town. It will not be abandoned the way it is. There will be power supply. Why don't we have a gas pipeline the way you have in Lagos, in Ogo? Why don't you have it running through the southeast? And you say the southeast, there are no industries, and because of insecurity, run a gas pipeline. It won't cost an arm and a leg. Run a gas pipeline. Then we now know that yes, what you are saying makes sense. Otherwise, it is just something just to be thrown into the dustbin. I congratulate Hope for it, but let me just say that, look, it costs nothing. As long as your people are not giving their pride of place. That's why you saw this agitation in the southeast. Why? Just equity. What you're giving others, give to us. Look at a place like Lagos. Look at how many federal government establishments. Is it health? Is it in education? What is it in power, in rail, and all these things? Then go down to other states. Give us equity, treat us equitably.
But don't you think it's the responsibility of the governors per se, and not necessarily the federal government? Because we can see what Alex Oti is doing without necessarily begging, arms and cap to the federal government. But the failure of lots of these things you've mentioned, don't you think it should be attributed to governors of Ebonyi, of Imo, of Anambra, and Enugu that have not done so perfectly well?
No, those things are above their pay grade. Abia State, the entire budget of Abia State for 2026 is 750 billion. The budget for the reconstruction of Maritime Mohammed Airport by the federal government is 712 billion. If Alex Oti should commit 750 billion to one project, he will not pay civil servants. He will not pay pensioners. No road, no project will be done in Abia State next year. So you see, what we are talking about is this. Review the revenue allocation formula. Don't just tell governors their allocations will increase because of VAT. No! There is nothing the federal government is doing with 52.6% of the federal allocation. When states and local governments combined are not even up to that. It is unjust. It is unjust. It is just wickedness. That's part of the campaign we've been pushing for restructuring. Restructure. Reduce the allocation to the federal government. Let the states get more so that they can carry out more projects. That is what matters. Okay, is Lagos not a state like others? But federal government is building Maritime Mohammed Airport. Federal government is putting money into railway, expanding the corridors to Lekki and others. Federal government is putting money into electricity. Apapa Port has remained the most functional port in Nigeria. We are talking of decentralizing the ports. Revive Warri Port. Revive Cocoa Port. Revive Calabar Port. Is just the entrance to the harbour. Just the entrance that needs to be dredged. And Calabar Port will bounce back. Port Harcourt Port. Revive it. Other airport. Send vessels there. Not just Apapa Port, Tinkan Port, and Lekki Deep Sea Port. Not just those ones. And then you're also planning to build a seaport in Badagry. You still have the Ikorodu Lighter Terminal. What is it? What is going on? For me, this feeding bottle formula should stop. Every month, commissioners of finance from the states will go to Abuja to collect a check. It should stop. What you need to do is let the states give the states more responsibility. Give them more share of the revenue allocation. Let them work so that you will elect people, we elect governors who are sensible, governors who are ready to work. Not governors who will just be telling you, I will do road, they will just do one flyover to nowhere. They will be building airports. That is nonsense. Schools are there. They are not building schools. They are not even equipping the schools. Hospitals are there. Look at water. In many states, the water that comes out that comes out of their taps is not potable water. People can't even use the water to have their bath, even in highbrow areas. Not to talk of to drink. And then we are blaming the governors. Do you know 3 states combined in this country? What they are owing pensioners is more than what they are spending on the state. They are owing a lot. Many states are owing, heavily indebted. They cannot function without loans. And then, how do you blame the governors? What's the federal government doing with its own? 52.6%, but it's borrowing heavily. It has become the highest debtor to the World Bank at $9.6 billion. Where is the evidence of you are doing Lagos Calabar Coastal? Is that a priority? Now you are saying that 70% of the capital budget is going to move to 2026. So why did you embark on Lagos Calabar? To achieve what? Yes, the road is important, but what we are talking about is this. You don't even have internal roads. I've driven around different parts of the country. Just go to Ibadan, Ife Road. You will weep. You will weep. This is a road right from Ibadan. The other day, I traveled to Ekiti State. So people in the vehicle were saying, when did this road become like this? I say, that means you've not traveled for a long time.
You know, it's actually very funny. You know, we hear some of these things and quite disturbing that it is before us, but that is a Nigeria that we find ourselves that have refused deliberately, especially our leaders, refused deliberately to do the right things. And it's actually so sad that we are living this truth. 2027 actually is an opportunity, but the big question still remains if those in power would allow it to work. But let's get to the Guardian newspaper for a beat here. We have the big story, Pricing. Weak tourism infrastructure threaten 2 billion dated December target. Well, we'll be right back. Let's go for a quick break, and when we return, Enterprise Friday continues. Please don't go anywhere.
My people, the elections are around the corner. Before you know it, it will be 2027.
The selected prologues of Volume 1 now available. Get your copy now.
For details, contact 0706 9637 935 or send an email to enterprisetv@gmail.com. Citizen Jones selected prologues, a classical compendium of compelling arguments.
The highly anticipated book titled Citizen Jones Selected Prologues is finally here.
This explosive new book takes you on a journey through the finest writing of the ace journalist and broadcaster that will leave you inspired and informed.
The Citizen Jones Selected Prologues of Volume 1 now available. Get your copy now.
For details, contact 0706 9637 935 or send an email to enterprisetv@gmail.com.
Citizen Jones Selected Prologues,
a classical compendium of compelling arguments.
The highly anticipated book titled Citizen Jones Selected Prologues is finally here.
This explosive new book takes you on a journey through the...
All right, so thank you so very much for being back. I think that's all we have for our newspapers for today. But when we return, the U.S. seizes Nigerian-owned supertanker over alleged crude theft and drug peddling. That in the beat is still Enterprise Friday. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.